What's up, my doers and duettes? Welcome to another episode of Sports Side. What we gonna talk about today? Well, you saw my weight. So my weight today might have said like 170. I think it said 178. But that's also because I was holding the camera, and when I'm holding the camera, it's gonna be a little bit more. So it probably is 176. 176. Wasn't I just 180 the other day? Chill, man. So the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that I lost some water weight. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. That's what's going to happen when you first start doing your diet. Now, a lot of times also you need to make sure that you monitor what you're taking in, because it's going to affect your fat loss. So today we're going to talk about is the hormone levels and how they affect your fat loss and muscle gains. So, first one we're going to talk about manly man, macho man, is testosterone. So a lot of times when people hear testosterone, they start thinking of like that big juicy meathead that they see in the gym, and they always equate testosterone to steroids. Not necessarily. So what testosterone actually does is that it helps promote muscle growth and lean muscle building. And the production, how you actually produce it through exercise, is through doing high intensity and classic strength training type stuff. So if you're doing endurance type training, it's actually been shown that with men your testosterone drops when you're doing it endurance types of exercise. So if I'm doing like long distance running, with women it increases slightly, but with men it actually diminishes. So that's why I ain't trying to do too much cardio and doing too much long distance during this period. So when it comes to diet, it's important to have cholesterol. So cholesterol is one of the key things in terms of getting testosterone production. So I need to have some fat. Now that I've gone on this diet where I'm gonna have a lot less fat and low carbs, it's actually going to diminish my testosterone. So it's important that I need to eat my fruits, my vegetables, and other whole carb foods such as beans, so that I make sure that I have healthy testosterone levels. But enough talking about the muscles. Let's talk about other hormones that affect your fat loss. Alright, so since we're talking about fat loss, we got to talk about a very important hormone, and I'm talking about none other than insulin. So insulin is a storage hormone that helps your body regulate glucose into your muscle cells and fat cells. Anytime that you have a high carb intake meal, your insulin spikes. Any excess energy gets stored as fat. Oh no!
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!
You don't want to have any fat. So that is why insulin response is very important if you're trying to manage your fat loss. Now, how does that work when you're working out? Your body actually keeps it at resting levels when you're doing exercise, because if it goes up too high, it's so to keep from your blood glucose to plummet and too much energy is being demanded. Anyways, so now insulin response is very important if you're trying to manage fat loss. And a lot of people, wait a minute, what am I doing? Yo, I'm starting to sound like those insulin response mofos. Man, I'm not about to make any excuses by trying to say that this hormone affects you not being able to measure your calories. So you know what? It's just bringing me stress. Let me go relax. Sorry about that. I usually get stressed out by stupid ideas like that. Anyways, so speaking of stress, another important hormone is cortisol, which is also related to insulin, but we're not going to talk about those insulin guys anymore. All right, so cortisol, a lot of times it's a stress hormone, so it increases both psychologically and physically, and it's your body's way of adapting to stress. And now ultimately when it comes to cortisol is actually beneficial. So when you're working out and your cortisol is actually goes up during exercise, because it tells your body to use fat as energy. The thing when it comes to actually dieting, so a lot of times if you starve yourself, your cortisol is going to be much higher, and then if you decide to eat a huge meal, any excess energy leads to fat. Yes, I know that means it's related to insulin, but that's the thing that too many people try to focus on. Is when the reason why I'm saying these insulin people are stressful is because people start to use that as an excuse for not counting the calories. If you're counting the calories, trust me, you're gonna lose fat. But you also need to make sure that these hormones are regulated, because if you don't control any of these hormones and they're not in balance, you're gonna have weird body composition. You might not look as cut as you might be, and you might be discouraged by that. So you might start saying like, well, my insulin response is too high, and so that's leading me to cause fat. Don't use it as an excuse. Just stick to it. Track daily, weekly, whatever method or system that helps you track, and you'll see results, I promise you. So those are the 3 hormones that I feel are important during my diet that I need to actually pay attention to, and during this training program that I'm going to be doing. So the first one is testosterone. You need testosterone to build muscle, and also you need testosterone to help you burn fat. Number 2, unfortunately, insulin does play a factor into it, and insulin helps your body regulate the glucose levels in your muscles and fat cells. And then number 3 is cortisol. You're gonna have cortisol also if you're having a real stressful day, so that's why it's important for me to actually just chill out here, take it easy, because I am having less calories, so I'm more likely to have a higher cortisol levels, and then also my insulin is probably gonna spike if I eat some high carb meals. But at the end of the day, it's all about relaxing, sticking to it, and that's what I plan to do. So I'm not gonna let that little bit of weight drop, which might mean that I lost some muscle, lead me to start running around in circles and thinking that I need to do all kinds of different things to start to bulk back up again, or no. All I need to do is stick to it. So again, those are the 3 hormones that I plan to follow closely to make sure that I'm maintaining my performance and also my composition that I want. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I'm going to continue to upload every other day, and along the way we're going to talk about sports, we're going to talk about fitness, and we're going to talk about everything in between. And I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for checking me out.